What's up, guys? It is Chris back with another watch unboxing. Today we are looking at ArmourLite. This is their field watch series, the AL101 with a blue dial. Before I get into it though, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. So this watch was given to the channel. I do not need to return it. Please keep that in mind. It came with a hat. This is a travel hat. It sort of folds open and you can put this into luggage very easily. It says ArmourLite on it, Tritium watches, so that gives you an idea. This watch actually has Tritium tubes. Also, another little clue is this minute track on the outside. Each one of the hour indices in green and orange, those represent the actual Tritium tubes. Cardboard box, sort of leather or faux leather covered. And then of course you have a watch. Inside here you have warranty information, operational, manual, a little pillow. And as I mentioned, this is their field watch series. This is the blue dial. The blue dial with a sort of like an iridescence or sunburst effect. You have on the indices itself 15 different Tritium tubes. So you have 15 Tritium tubes on the hour markers, and then on the hour, minute, and second hand, you also have Tritium tubes. The indices themselves, the actual numerals, are painted on with like a cream color, and that cream color is also on the hands, the hour and minute hands. The second hand is in white, and you have a little Tritium tube on the end there as well. The dial, like I said, is in a sunburst effect. It goes from black to blue, depending on the light that you're in, and when you move it around, it's actually really nice. And the ArmourLite is just signed there at 12 o'clock. Kind of a large signature there at 12 o'clock. Reaches from the 10 o'clock indice all the way over to the 2 o'clock indice. You have a date. The date is framed there at 3 o'clock. It replaces one of the hour markers or the indices that are actually printed. And then you have a screwed-in crown, screwed-in case back, 100 meters water resistance, 42 millimeter case, 10.8 millimeters thick. This gets actual screw bars rather than pins in the bracelet. So changing the strap on this, you need to actually use a little Allen wrench to change the actual bar. It's a lot more secure than spring bars, which is really nice. Screwed-in case back, as I mentioned, that is engraved. This is a Swiss-made watch, by the way. So the engraving on the back is of some mountains and trees. Obviously, this is a field watch, sort of keeping in with that theme. Swiss-made field watch as well, so you do get a Swiss quartz movement. That movement is the Ronda 715 quartz. It has an end-of-life indicator, also I believe a 5-year battery life, so a pretty good battery life. You get an end-of-life indicator as well, which is nice. I mentioned there's a screwed-in crown. That crown is not signed. The entire watch itself is primarily brushed except for the bracelet. The bracelet itself has some polishing on the mid links, and then the rest is all brushed. You do get a pressed clasp. That pressed clasp is signed. It's signed ArmourLite right there on the clasp. It is a double deployant folding buckle. You have 3 positions of micro adjust, so not an incredible amount. Push pins on the bracelet, and then of course on the end links you do have pressed end links. So the bracelet isn't the best. However, this does come on straps, so there are plenty of strap options if you want. I would still get it on the bracelet no matter what, and then if I wanted to, I would get a strap to replace it. I think it looks good on this bracelet. The bracelet's not the best, as I mentioned, but the price is sort of good on these watches, so it really doesn't matter. This is a Tritium Swiss-made watch, and this watch on the bracelet is $375. It's a little bit cheaper on the strap. However, like I said, again, I always get a watch on a bracelet before I would get it on a strap, and then you could add a strap or buy an aftermarket strap, depending on what you want to do. So as I mentioned, this is also a 42 millimeter watch. It does wear a little bit larger than that 42 millimeters because of these sloping crown guards that you could see on the crown side of the watch. So it is a larger, it wears a little bit larger than its said dimensions, but I will throw it on my wrist so you guys can see. And then of course we'll do a loom shot. Today I am wearing a very weird watch. This is a Tradition. This is a vintage watch that was made in the 1960s. It is actually a Sears Roebuck watch. This was sold at Sears Roebuck, and this is actually their sort of house brand, and that was called Tradition. It was actually a really well-made watch. This is a Bakelite bezel. You have an A-Shield's movement inside, the same movement that was being used in the Blancpain 50 Fathoms and the Bathyscaphe. Really almost looks very, very similar to the Bathyscaphe that I have that was made by Blancpain for Waltham. So there's not a lot of information out there on who actually made these watches, but this one says Deep Diver on it, so I kind of think this was made by Bulova, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I have a 7.5-inch wrist, and like I said, this is a 42mm watch. I have not sized this to my wrist, so I'm just going to close this so you could see. And it does not wear too small. I think it wears a little bit on the larger side. And you can see the actual screw bars push out a little bit beyond the actual case. So it's sort of a design element of the actual watch, along with those big sloping crown guards. So definitely keep that in mind. If you are a person who likes a 42mm watch, this one wears more like a 43mm in my opinion. It isn't thick, so it does wear nice and snug to the wrist, as you can see, 10.8mm thick, taking full advantage of the fact that this is a quartz watch. It has a really nice sort of sloped, smooth bezel that is brushed in a circular pattern. Looks really nice. Overall, a very nicely finished watch. The only downfall here, I would say, is the bracelet, although I think it's only like $25 or $50 cheaper if you don't want the bracelet. And like I said, you could buy an aftermarket bracelet for this or just wear it on a strap, and it would be perfectly fine. Even on this bracelet, it's perfectly fine. I'm just saying that, you know, it's really up to you guys. Again, I'm going to do a lume shot. So this does have tritium tubes. So 15 tritium tubes, as I mentioned. Those are Swiss-made tritium tubes. They call them ArmourLite. And there's one other option on this watch that's pretty cool. Also, this has armor glass. And they are saying that is actually harder than sapphire. Sapphire is around 2,000 to 3,000 Vickers. They're saying this glass is 6,000 Vickers. So a very well-made watch. You have a lot of little things on here, little details that are really good. Again, the only thing I think it's letting it down is this bracelet a little bit. I wish that they put solid end links and at least a solid clasp. That would really do the watch a lot more justice. But wearing it on a strap will be fine as well. I'm actually going to do a full review of this watch, and I'll throw it on a strap so you guys can see. I just need to get an Allen wrench to actually undo the bars on here. It's kind of interesting. Anyway, very quickly, a lume shot, and then we'll wrap up the video. So you can see there are tritium tubes on all of the indices. One is orange, like you saw on the top of the box that it came in. The 12 o'clock indice is in orange for orientation. The rest of the actual indices are in greenish color. So the hours, minutes, and seconds, and all of the rest of the hour indices are in that greenish color. I'm just giving you a little bit of light so you can see. Yeah, so pretty cool watch. Actually, if it wasn't for the bracelet, I would think it's a very well-made watch. All the finishing feels really nice. I would be interested to see this on a strap, so I will throw this on a strap, and maybe I'll do some photos of that and throw it into the review as well so you guys can see it. Very, very cool watch and at a decent price. But tell me what you think in the comments below. I always want to hear from you guys. It's really important. Please tell me what you think of this watch as it compares to other tritium tube watches that I've featured on the channel before. This is a field watch, not really a tactical watch, so a lot of the watches that I have featured on the channel before with tritium tubes are tactical. This is more of a field watch, more of subdued, sort of everyday watch. Definitely a very good everyday watch. But tell me what you think in the comments below. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on, and I will catch you guys in the next video.